Hi guys, it's Y656 here, back with another What If video. And today we're returning back to the fifth installment of the series called What If Harry and Hermione Fell in Love. So before we begin, let's give a recall of what happened last time. So in the previous part, Ron had been accepted into the Slytherins, and he had begun his relationship with Pansy Parkinson. Harry, Hermione and the rest of the Gryffindors couldn't believe this had happened, and were shocked that Ron had truly gone down the dark path. But Harry was still hopeful that one day he could maybe bring Ron back to the side of the Gryffindors. He and Hermione had then carried on with their homework, and Harry had wondered, would he even survive the rest of this year? Can he even survive the remaining part of the Triwizard Tournament? Let's find out. So, we begin things with Harry and Hermione sitting in the common room of Gryffindor Tower with the rest of their friends. Harry is nervous. He'd been told the other day about what the next task would be about, but he found out that he'd have to try and figure out something. He'd been given a golden egg after he defeated the dragons, and he just had no clue what he was supposed to do with it. He then told his lover, "Hermione, I have no clue what to do with this stupid egg." "Well, why don't you open it?" He'd already tried this before, but he thought, why not, since it did anything again. It just made a loud noise, and that was it. He then closed it. Yeah, I thought that's what it'd be. The same thing as last time. I wonder if it needs to be underwater for you actually to hear it. Why don't you take Cedric's advice and go and use the prefect's bathroom tonight? I'll come with you. Harry didn't want to at first try this idea, but he thought, well, why not? It's worth a shot. That night, Harry and Hermione then, under the invisibility cloak, went with the egg and the Marauder's nap to the prefect's bathroom. They then locked the door and stared at the innocent bathroom. It was huge, with a massive bathtub in the corner. Is this really supposed to be able to help me figure out what's with this egg? Thought Harry to himself. Go on, Harry, let's give it a shot. Harry and Hermione then got into the bath with the egg. Harry then tried opening it again, and it just made the same screeching noises as before. I told you, dear, you have to put it under the water. Harry then did so, and he couldn't hear anything this time, but there was no screeching at least. She then sighed, rolling her eyes. You need to put your head under the water too, Harry, sighed Hermione. Harry then heard the music and the song of the Mer people, and he then rised from above. Well, let's see, Harry can't remember most of it, but he needed to go under a couple more times just to master the full lyric of the song. Okay, I think I've got it. I clearly need to go into the lake and get something back. Is that it? Is that it? Said Harry, confused. Hermione, how am I supposed to survive for an hour underwater? Oh, yeah, that is a problem. Well, I guess it's back to the library. Harry always sighed at this, but he thought for once, well, it'll be nice to get over with. They then got dressed and went back to Gryffindor Tower. They then spent the next few days trying to find any signs of a cure to survive underwater for a whole hour, but Harry couldn't find anything for days. Neither could Hermione. Then one day, when they were about to give up, Harry found something whilst he was supposed to be doing his charms homework, but thought maybe this would be more useful. He thought to himself as he picked up a book. The Book of Advanced Spells. Charms and potions as well. This looks interesting. He then found a charm that he thought was quite impressive. It supposedly allowed someone to breathe underwater. If you use this charm right, he read, it will allow you to create a bubble over your head and survive for an hour underwater. Wait, he thought, could this be what I need? Yes, he thought this would be right what he needs, but it seemed quite advanced stuff. But then he thought, who was the one person he knew who was the best at magic? Why, his charming girlfriend Hermione, of course. Then picked up the book and ran back to Gryffindor Tower. Hermione, I've done it! He shouted. Done what, my love? She was confused at first. I figured out a way how to survive underwater. Wait, what? She then stared at the book. Look at this, he said to her. Look at this, Hermione. She then stared for a moment and then said, isn't that the charm Professor Flickwick was trying to get us to teach last week? I think it was, yeah. He remembered how in their last charms lesson, Hermione had managed to perform a bubble charm over her head. Can you teach me, Hermione? He asked. Well, it's going to be difficult, my love, but I think I can do it in time for the next task. I mean, I've got all that stuff for spew and, Oh, Hermione, just give up with that elf stuff, would you? Harry said. He was fed up with this stuff. No, Harry, I will not give up with it. It's not right for house elves to be doing all this stuff and not getting paid or having any benefits. Harry then sighed and said, well, can you help me anyway? All right, as long as I can still do spew and do all my homework. I swear to God, said Harry. Only you care about homework that much. She then sighed and rolled her eyes at her lover again. Harry, as I've told you for the 1 millionth time, we need to do this to get ready for our owls next year, love. Don't you care about what you're going to become when you finish school? Hermione, I don't even know if I'm going to survive the next few months, let alone after school. Hermione then was quiet and thought, yes, Harry had a good point about that. They then went on to perform the charm, and after several months, Harry finally got this. He then thought he was quite confident, and performed it for himself. Brilliant, Harry. You can finally do it. Yeah, I think I've got more times practice to do, but I think I've got it. Suddenly then, Ginny, Ron, well, his brothers, Fred and George, and Ginny came into the common room then. McGonagall wants you, Hermione. What for? Don't know, said Fred. She didn't sound good, though. She was speaking with Professor Mad-Eye. Moody. Oh, okay. Hi, Harry, said Ginny, and she gave him a look, of a smile, that normally Hermione would do, and Hermione caught this. Ginny, I'd like to have a word with you outside, please. Ginny could tell that she had pissed off Hermione by staring at her boyfriend. Harry then sighed and knew as Hermione and Ginny walked out of the common room with Fred and George that Ginny had definitely done something wrong, and Hermione was going to lay into her. And besides, Harry did know that Ginny was a nice girl. She was a very close friend to Harry, in fact, but Hermione was his one true lover, and that was never going to change. He then went on to practice the bobblehead charm for a couple more times before going to bed. The next day, he would go on to perform the second task. And that is where we're going to be leaving things for this part, guys. So, what do you think about this interesting change? Instead of Harry using gillyweed, and he learns how to perform the bobblehead charm instead. Do you think it was an interesting change? And do you think Ginny is ever going to get the end of Hermione? And will she be let off, or is she in for the worst of her dreams? Find out next time, when we return back to What If Harry and Hermione Had Fallen in Love. Take care now. Bye, guys.